Local 4 News starts now with a forewarned weather alert.
High-impact snowfall making driving difficult and at times dangerous across Metro Detroit. As we take a live look at conditions in Howell, plow trucks are out doing what they can, but it's rough sledding out there right now.
Hard to stay ahead of it given the pace of the snow. Live pictures now from Ann Arbor. A DTE crew is on the scene there. We have seen drivers getting stuck, including our own live truck for a while. So very slick underneath that snow as well.
Yeah, over to Livonia now, one of several places where wet and heavy snow has brought down branches and entire trees, pulling down power lines and causing a new wave of outages.
Latest count, around almost 200,000 now customers for DTE without power across their service area. That number has jumped quite a bit over these past couple of hours. And of course, some who just got their power back after the ice storms of a week and a half ago. Good to have you with us for Local 4 News at 11. I'm Devin Skillian.
I'm Kimberly Gill. We'll have a closer look at power outages and road conditions in a moment. But first, here's Kim Adams with what to expect over the next several hours of this storm. Kim.
Kimberly, snow is going to continue tapering off, but it's still coming down at a pretty good clip, anywhere from 94 up to I-69 over into Port Huron. This is the heaviest snow we're seeing at this moment. This one band that goes from Richmond down through Macomb, Utica, Sterling Heights, down to Troy and Clawson. So it's still coming down out there, but we are seeing improving conditions in Wayne County. Romulus, it's just moderate snow now, light snow in Taylor, also in Melvindale and Dearborn, Garden City, Livonia, and Plymouth, all getting light snow at this hour. The winds are still rather strong, and we have wet, heavy snow on tree branches that, keep in mind, went through that ice storm, many of which were weakened from that. If they didn't come down then, they came down tonight. So here's power outages by county. You can see the legend up here. The majority in Wayne County, where it's the most populated. Second to that, Oakland County, where we are calculating over 100,000 people without power. And then Macomb and Washtenaw counties not far behind, with as many as 25 to 30,000 without power. So even though the snow is winding down, we will continue to see at least another inch or two overnight tonight. Here we are at 11 o'clock. Most areas have seen about 6 to 7 inches of snow. And by tomorrow morning, Howell will be at 9.4, 8.1 in Pontiac. It might not look like you have this much if you're measuring it by your patio furniture, because the initial round of snow came when we had road temps above 40 degrees. So a lot of that initial snow did melt, but this is what we have around Metro Detroit by tomorrow morning. 8.2 inches in Mount Clemens, 7.9 City Airport, Metro getting just over 7 inches, and 8.2 in Ann Arbor, the heaviest amount in Jackson and also down in Adrian. The surprise for us, this storm pretty much played out how we thought. The only surprise, Monroe picked up a little bit more snow because that rain-snow line stayed a little bit farther to the south, and so Monroe got quite a bit of snow tonight. And did you think you heard the rumble of thunder? You did. Coming up, I'm going to explain what was that thunder snow that we had and what caused it. That's coming up in just a few minutes.
And we'll be looking forward to that. Thank you. In some parts of our viewing area, roads are simply impassable.
Definitely true, as we saw earlier in Ann Arbor. Jacqueline Francis live with a look at the conditions there. Jacqueline?
It was about an hour ago. Our cell phones got that loud buzzing safety alert. If you're in Ann Arbor, you know what I'm talking about. It was the city putting out an alert saying, don't go on the road driving. A lot of the streets are impassable. This is Exhibit A. If you were streaming with us earlier, you'll remember that our live truck got stuck just on the other side of that downed wire. Actually, DTE has a crew right now. They just pulled up a few minutes ago on here checking on that wire. But the problem is a lot of cars were getting stuck because you couldn't back up. The roads were too slippery. You couldn't go forward because of the wire. Just within the last hour, we saw a driver having to shovel his way out of that mess. He had the help of my photographer, Jake, who's on the other side of this street where there's a tree down as well. So you can just see either way. If it's not this, it's that, not allowing cars to come through. This is just a little bit of what we've seen tonight. Thunder, snow, and flashing skies. Whether it be lightning or sparking power lines, Ann Arbor has it all. On the roads, cars spinning out and drivers stuck.
We just saw a few people needing some assistance, so they said they're all right, but it didn't seem like they were.
Good Samaritans like Hayden Neiman, who's new to Michigan.
Complete opposite climate of Australia, that's for sure.
Stepping in to help sort out the mess.
So I decided to pull over and then gave some suggestions which seemed to help out. Instead of trying to push them up the hill, I just told them to push the front of the car around and spin around, and we got them out of there and they're all on their way home.
At home, families left hoping the lights will stay on, especially after last week's ice storm. 60,000 people losing power in Livingston County alone. This storm bringing its own set of challenges. A downed power line in the road surrounded by fallen branches, causing this street to close for the night. We'll end on some good news. The lights are on here, no power is out, and DTE is on the scene for that line. So some positives there. I'll send it back to you in the studio.
It is. All right. Jacqueline, the DTE outage map says several hundred customers in Livonia have lost power.
That's right. That's where we find Brian Sherman. Brian, some very large tree trunks are horizontal out there tonight.
Yeah, that's right, Kimberly and Devin. What you see behind me is one of just many examples here through Livonia of what's been going on thanks to this heavy, wet snow. The tree you see behind me here on Myrna Street is uprooted. On the left end of it, you can see the roots coming out of the ground just because of the weight of the snow on the trees, because this has been, as we've talked about, a very heavy, wet snow. This entire subdivision here without power. We see a few candles in the window, someone next door here plowing their driveway. They've got the tractor out with the plow on the front. It's that noise and the hum of a generator. For the second time in almost 2 weeks here, folks in Livonia once again without power. We were talking to someone earlier this evening. They said that they got their power back 1 week ago tonight from the ice storm, and now it's out again. If you do have to go out, be careful, watch for trees, don't go around them, turn around. DTE will be continuing to restore power as we go throughout the next couple of days. Reporting live in Livonia, I'm forewarned meteorologist Brian Sherman. Devin and Kimberly, send it back to you in the studio.
All right, Brian. So as you can imagine, it has been an adventure on the roads tonight for all of our crews.
Yeah, it really has. Mara McDonald is on the Livingston County beat tonight. Mara, has there been any improvement out there?
Kimberly, let's start with the good news. The good news is the whiteout conditions have moved out and we have sort of a gently falling snow now, which means you can actually see the road. Part two of the good news is that clearly a plow has been through here on 96. But the bad news continues, and it looks something like this. You still can't see the road, so you're picking your own lane out here. I will tell you that 96 is passable but not great. 59, it's barely passable, and anything that resembles a side street is an absolute mess and likely completely impassable. I want to show you a little bit of video of essentially what we have encountered all night tonight.
Help this guy out. Like nothing. Like there is.
Yep, that's Photog Eric Yetta, who has been digging people out in Howell all night because so many drivers have been getting stuck, and it's not their fault. I mean, you try and make a left turn or a right turn and you get out of the track on the road and your car is stuck and you just are trapped. You know, there are good Samaritans all over Howell tonight who have been, trying to dig people out, but Eric has had his cape on tonight, that is for sure. So we're going to start our trek back downtown. I'm guessing it's going to take us more than an hour. Be careful, everybody. These roads are no joke. We're in Livingston County right now. Mara McDonald, Kimberly, Devin, back to you.
Yeah. You be careful too, Mara. We appreciate all your reporting tonight. Well, the weather has also caused the complete shutdown of Detroit Metro Airport after the FAA issued a ground stop. DTW's Twitter account is saying the airport is temporarily closed due to the weather and advising everyone to check with airlines to determine the status of their flights, but no doubt causing a ripple effect in other airports.
Keep talking about people who like to get out on Friday night if you're going to try and get away for the weekend. Doorbell cameras, by the way, across the area capturing a lot, including what might be, I guess we call it confirmation of the thunder snow that we've been hearing and seeing.
It's a very rare event. It happens in heavy snowstorms, but it does happen, and it happened quite a bit tonight. Our phone started lighting up saying, what was that? I swear I heard thunder. Well, a viewer in Dearborn Heights sent us this video. Take a look.
All right. Love you guys. See ya. Whoa.
Whoa, what was that? That is thunder snow. And thermodynamically, it's very similar to what we see in the summertime. Let me explain this to you. So in a summertime storm, if we drop the banner here, you can see warm air at the surface. You've got to have ample moisture, cool tops, high cloud tops with instability, rapidly rising motion, and then you get the static in the clouds and you get a lightning bolt, which produces thunder. Now, in this setup with thunder snow, obviously we have cold air at the surface, but we still have that instability, that rising motion, and just enough shallow warm air to get things going in that cloud. So the sleet and the snow start bumping into each other, and sure enough, creates static electricity. You get lightning, and lightning, the expanding and contracting, creates thunder.
About 6 o'clock, between 6 and 7 tonight, really rumbling downtown. Some people, though, were actually hearing transformers go out too.
Yeah, you can still see, it might be like a whitish blue light if it's thunder snow. It's more green if it's a transformer blowing. And it's also the sound, obviously, because of the atmosphere and the snow muffles the thunder. So it's not that loud clap that you usually get, but it's still kind of startling.
Yeah. I just saw that guy said, whoa. That was great.
Exactly.
That was great. All right, well, a lot of people will be waking up tomorrow wondering if driving conditions have improved, and we'll have the latest updates and live reports on Local 4 News starting at 6 a.m.